All right. Let me copy this. Put it in the Discord. Let me get the comments up on my phone here. All right, hello everybody. How is my volume? How is my volume? Hello, hello. Okay, so first verification stream should be exciting. Hey everyone. So I'm gonna keep the goals realistic for this stream, in which we're going to not just attempt it from zero, but we're actually going to start at Mad Jack's part and run it to the end. See if we can get that down in one attempt. If we can, we'll go to my part, run it to the end. And if we could do that, then we'll try it from the beginning. Because I don't want to have to die at the very end of the level. Yes, I've got a Discord. You can find it in my community posts tab on my YouTube. I did a first official attempt, but that was on the unofficial version. So this is the official version after Enolke has made some edits and I made some edits. Everything should be all good now. We're going to start Mad Jack due to the end. See if we can get that in one attempt. And hopefully see how this holds up stream-wise. So be sure to tell me how framey it is, because I will also be attempting to record while verifying, so I will make sure that it's not going to crash. For sure. Alright, low detail mode is off. Let's start. First time we're verifying this. It's going to be exciting. All right. This is going to be a pretty chill stream, all things considered, so. Okay, so we died right there. That is an interesting thing. I'm going to turn the music down a little bit so I can talk without I hear myself. I hope you all enjoyed the showcases. Raving Rafters did a really nice job putting those together. Now, I do have to tell this. The reason we have two showcases is because I messed up. So I told Raving Rafters communicated to me that they wanted to do a showcase on it a while back. And I was like, yeah, that'd be awesome. Then when it came time, like a couple days ago, to actually tell them about it, I totally blanked on mentioning not just to take the normal route, but also to use stereo bump as the color. So they actually originally recorded a high quality showcase in light pink. Which is why the highest quality showcase is the light pink one. I realized my mistake and asked if they would be able to do a blue one, and they did a not so high quality showcase one in blue. Or a not as high quality showcase in blue. Okay, we're not going to take the coin route. That's a little messy. There's too many blind jumps on that coin route. Hang on, I wanted to check something real fast. Oh. Because I saw in the credits that Marshmallow's name was missing an S, but it's missing an S in their part. I need to check their username a little bit later. I'm gonna have to edit that. Sorry. Okay. But yeah, so Raving Raptors offered to give me a high quality 60 FPS showcase of the level, which is very kind of them. And once I realized my mistake about making it pink, I quickly asked them to do light blue, because they sent me images of their favorites. They sent me images of their favorite parts, and I saw, oh crap, they're in pink. Oh no, I forgot to specify the color. So I quickly asked them if it would be too late to do that, and they said, well, it's 50% uploaded. I'm like, ah, dang. But they did make a lower quality showcase one with the light blue, which would take less time to have to upload. And yeah, so I was able to get both, which is very good. So we have a high quality version and a high-ish quality version. So, okay. Let us go back and try that again. I'm going to try it without practice mode this time, see how far we can get regarding that. For sure, I love the key change that NLK added at the end. Yeah, there's 22 fake coins, I believe. Yeah. All right, let's try to do that in one attempt now. Okay. Let's try that again. Final stretch. Yeah. Oh, good, I made that holdable. I was worried about that for a second. Alright, this might be the one. Yeah, I like the new potato cube there. Woo, I think we're gonna make it. Let's go. Yeah. Alright, that went well. So that is like, yeah, 73% to the end complete. Now, there shouldn't be anybody dying at 99% on this level. Woo, okay, let us put it in a different section. Let's actually, I'm going to do a quick overview. Parts I am concerned about dying in. I am a little concerned about this part. Because you have to do these orbs pretty quickly. Back to back, these 4 orbs. And I'm concerned I'm going to die there. As well as these other sections. Another part I'm concerned about is... I'm concerned like something's going to bug here. I've tested it multiple times and nothing has happened, but still a worry. There's a jump here that I'm worried I might clip into this block, but hasn't happened yet, so that's good. I always fall for this. I always take this portal, which makes this a whole lot harder because blind orb. So I really need to not take the coin route immolations part. I need to be really focused on that. There's actually NLK erased an orb here because it was too hard, but that's the only way I could like. I was so used to beating the part by clicking in this cube portal first and then taking these orbs, and I've died like more times than I would like to admit by tapping this in a weird way because I'm trying to hit an orb here. I think I fixed it during my last couple tweaks, but it still worries me. But Wez's has a weird. You can, I guess, hit this in a way. The only other spot I'm worried about dying at is right here. Embarrassing amount of times where I've just hit the pad. I didn't jump over it, even though there's clear indications to jump over the pad. I have died here countless times. I am a bit concerned about... I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to make that. If I'm being smart, I can do this, but this section I am feeling, say, 85% confident that I can do this in one attempt. No, I'll put it at 90. I feel 90% confident I could do this in one attempt, so I feel like that is a pretty good number for right now. Okay, next section we're going to be test playing here is going to be, I think, from my part to Magic's. So let us get over there. Yeah, I heard about the Woolsey and Juniper engagement. That's awesome. It would be sad if I died at Polvenox part due to nerves, but I am fully expecting it, so. All right, let us test play starting from here. We're going to do a practice run, and then we will attempt it to do it in one attempt. I should also preface that I have practiced this on my own on mobile countless times. I am pretty experienced with most of the parts. It's just a whole lot of stuff you got to learn. So I'm being extra cautious about making sure that we know everything. Also, regarding Chaikin's part, if you are ever stuck trying to figure out the tap pattern for that, just tap on the melody. If you hit every single note on the melody, you will pass that part. I think 100% of the time. It's just as simple as that. Yeah, I really like this castle section. Oh. That was just a bad checkpoint. I like the acid in that part too. That looks really cool. Woo! What's going on? Oh. Well, you gotta right click him. That's telling you he has something, the item you're holding, he trades for. You see, he has a potato trade. Yeah, so my girlfriend's playing Minecraft right next to me, so if you hear me answering questions, probably due to that. I really love what Enola K helped like redesign Cubic Stroop's part, and I really like what he did with it because that it's a pseudo construction theme, especially tying into the Hendog Games redeco works really well. I am not going for Kilty Coin, by the way. That is an absolute no. I love Vandil's style for 1.0. It's so cool. There's Magic's part. Okay. Sorry, I got like a bit of water in my lungs, so it's very much coughing. Yeah, no, I wasn't going crazy. I was just talking to my girlfriend earlier, so. Won't you get in on this? I'm not getting every coin in this level. That is not happening. Absolutely not. Oh, you're nominating Tributi. That's what's going on. Okay, sorry. This part, I am really worried about Oceanic Waves part. This section, Oceanic Waves section, is going to be probably the thing that would kill me the most if something was to kill me. But let's try it, just running it without practice mode. That's the halfway point. Yeah, most of this is pretty smooth sailing. Playtesters did such a nice job balancing and finding all the secret ways and stuff. And okay, also did a lot of balancing fixes as well, especially the last minute ones. Even outside of his test playing part, which is really nice. Gania's part's also one I'm worried about dying in. There's some really, actually kind of tight timings regarding the ship orbs in that one. Oceanic Waves part is done. And I experienced a lag spike in Hendog Games part. Okay, that is not fun. Something else that also happens, my cursor likes to move, and if it moves outside the screen and I tap, it exits the window, which also creates a mini lag spike. So it might have just been my cursor leaving the window, which is probably going to kill me more than once when in verifying this. So that's great. Oh, I need to check. Can I slide on Third Size's name? I forgot if I made that spikes or not. I'm pretty sure I can slide on it. I think I erased the spikes on it. Oh! Yeah, I'm actually going to edit that. Yeah, you normally should be able to, but there's this little spike right here that's preventing you from sliding on that name. I am shocked I did not catch that. So we are going to erase that because that's going to make that a whole lot easier for ourselves. Or me. Or people who play that part. all of those things. Now let's try it. Hang on. Sorry. Yeah, I had to use the safety blocks and Shaken's part there, so well, that's why they are there. Yeah, that makes that a lot easier. All right. Sorry, I'm not talking much. I get pretty quiet when I'm focused. Trying to branch a little bit out away from that. That's a big problem with me as a person in general, is I'd rather be quiet than talk with people, you know? So I always run out of things to say. That's something I just need to work on. Streaming is part of that. That's going to help. So. Y'all, what is happening is my mouse is moving outside of the screen and tapping. And it is causing me to die. And I don't know. RobTop doesn't have a way to fix this. It is a problem with his game. So I'm not sure what to do to stop that from happening. So if anyone has any suggestions on how to stop the mouse from moving outside of the screen, please let me know. That's not an option. I like the suggestion though, darling. Use the up arrow? We can try it. This feels very weird. Sounds like I'm moving a big sheet of plastic every time I hit my up arrow. Yeah, I can't be precise with the up arrow. That's the thing. I just need to really just lock my hand in place. But up arrow was a good suggestion, for sure. I am worried that triple is going to kill me. Whoa! That's the first time that has ever happened to me. Interesting. Yeah, I'm very worried that triple's gonna kill me. Oh, I forgot there's no spikes on the ground in that part. That's excellent. As I'm playing through this, you can go ahead write in the comments how your day has been so far today. That is actually the problem I am worried about. So I'm actually going to edit that. Yeah, tell me how your day's going. Well, I fix Gania's part because that is extremely precise. Yeah, right here. That gap is not fun. I'm gonna move this back. Let's see how that is. Because what I really want to make sure is possible is to do that. Which it's now possible to do that. That's a lot better. Yeah, I just moved this 5 increments backwards. Now you're able to hold onto this platform and hit that orb without dying. Using spacebar. Yeah, I'm not going to use spacebar. I will say something that I personally have to deal with that a lot of other GD players do not have to deal with is I'm left-handed. So, and I am a mobile player. So on mobile, I tap with my left hand. But because a computer is a ambidextrous machine, I use my right hand when on the computer. Because that's where my mouse sits. Because my left hand will normally do keyboard stuff. So I've had to like reteach myself how to do the inputs in this game with my right hand when on a computer. Which is kind of freaky when I think about it too hard. Because it feels natural on the computer to use my mouse and not my keyboard, which would be normally with the hand I play GD on. So I find that quite interesting. That when it comes to Geometry Dash, I'm actually ambidextrous depending on the device. Like how that syncs to the music. Yeah, Gania's might be a choke point, honestly. Woo! See if we can do it this attempt. Don't show me that sign, darling. Alright, here's where I died last time due to my mouse going outside the window. Hey, we beat that. Vandal's style is so cool. I've already said that. I might do it, folks. Hey! Don't you insult me. Alright, just gotta get through Raffin's parts. Woo! We ran that to Magjax and fixed the part in Ganias that was giving me trouble. Didn't tap outside the window. No problems. Alright, I'm going to check chat again. The gigacollab part tier list will happen after the gigacollab is released. And how that's going to work is it's going to just be every part is, it's going to be a C tier or higher tier list. Because every part in this collab is great for the collab. And I like every part in this collab. Tier list is more to identify which parts might be thumbnail worthy for some of the higher channels, or are the parts that stand out a lot, are very creative and use their techniques well. So it'd be a CBA S tier list. I'll talk more about that when we actually do that stream. But all right, what are the other comments that I missed? Mobile, but use space. Now use up arrow. Oh, you're also left-handed. Hey, lefties. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, but I don't like the way my keyboard clicks. It's not a gaming keyboard. This keyboard is very much a old keyboard. They don't make it anymore. It's a like a ThinkPad keyboard. It's meant for typing, not gaming. But I can't live with any other keyboard, honestly. That's the problem. All the other keyboards just don't feel right. I've been using this keyboard for like 10 years, 12 years. Something crazy like that. All right. I think we got to find a spot to start here. Honestly, I might just go from the beginning. Beginning to Scully. That's 1 to 67. No, S is going to be the highest ranking for the tier list. But all right. I'm going to try to do this run, then we're going to try to, then we're going to probably have to end stream because I got other stuff I got to get done. But I will definitely be streaming tomorrow as well. Hopefully maybe verifying it tomorrow. That'd be nice. But let's try doing one. Let's just try going from the start. I'm going to try going from the start for a little bit. See where we can get to. If we can get to my part, I'd be very happy, but we'll try to go past. All right. No, we're not even going to practice run. Let's just send it. Remember, our goal is to reach my part. Which should be doable, I think. So this is not going to be a verification run. That's because I forgot to hit record. So we will record tomorrow. Today's just practice. Dang, I forgot to jump there. Oh my goodness. We're gonna try that again. I could just clip the stream, yeah, but I don't know if it'd let me clip that much because it's a 12, 13-minute long level. But was okay, the thing with Larga Espera is that the gameplay in that level is horrid. Like blind jump city, very gimmicky jumps, and it doesn't look like it'd be horrid. But like when I did a practice run on that level, I struggled so bad just trying to get through the beginning 1.0 sections. The gameplay is a whole lot more learnable, in my opinion, than Larga Espera. So take that what you will. I haven't really attempted it, but I've given a lot of thought into playing into this, and I feel like this is a medium demon. Actually, let me try that. Let me restart this. I'm gonna try recording at the same time as streaming and see if we can do that. So it might. We're gonna find out. My mic audio is really loud, isn't it? I'm gonna turn that down a bit. So sorry, everyone. I know that's loud. Whew. Let us give this a shot. Is this better, mic audio? Yeah, but the thing with Larga Espera is it starts as 1.0, Rat Liffy, and the 1.0 gameplay in Larga Espera is very annoying to play. Like, especially when you get to the 1.1 part, it's the backwardsness and just all of that. I would not want to play that level from what I've seen. Or from what I've experienced in the practice run. But all right, I'm recording. Let's see. So this is an official attempt. I actually really like how this came out. Yeah, there's some parts that I would personally like change some of the details in, but this whole level, the level as a whole is like an excellent showcase about what I wanted to do. Where anyone can build, and they can build what really represents them, or what they think 1.0 is to them. And so we get this huge diversity, but with the way it's set up, is the gameplay is pretty easy as well, regardless. Granted, a lot of people built parts way too hard, so I had to do some nerfing, but jump there. Okay. We are underwater. Here's the pufferfish, I think. That's a scary part. I really like Pinkman's part now that has some pulses into it, and now it's mainly blue, because the pink looked a bit too eye-catching. It was a bit of an eyesore. Made good progress so far. We're at 20%. Love the custom ground added to that part. Really helps tie it together. Music notes are a nice touch there. And this part is a whole lot better because I can actually see what's going on. Let me know how the video quality is, or if it's getting like really bad. Oh, Pentagon's part. Over the hands. Ooh, this is a good run. This is a good run. Remember, our goal is to get to my part. That's a scary section as well. Nearly there. We're making good progress. I usually take middle on this. And there we go. And I tapped outside the screen. That couldn't have been more conveniently timed. Good run, bad frames. Ooh. Okay, so I am not recording when I'm beating this, is what it looks like, because everyone's saying 1 part per frame. That'll be fine. The VODs are automatically recorded, and that will count as a verification. I'll just leave a comment saying when the verification's happening. The object count is... Here, let me show you, Scarf. The object count is 448,199, but that is spread over 13 minutes. Which I believe I calculated it, that equals to about 37,000 objects per minute or something like that, which is about a normal level. The issue that I'm running into is I'm trying to stream and record at the same time. So what happens in that is since OBS is running two things simultaneously, that creates a whole lot of extra pressure on the computer, like on its memory and its RAM. So that's what's actually really causing the lag. If my computer was better, like if I had an actual PC, because I'm running on a laptop, a gaming laptop, but it's a laptop nonetheless. If I had like an actual PC unit, this would probably not be a problem. But I'm running on a gaming laptop trying to stream and record at the same time. That's going to lead to some issues. For reference, Raving Rafters, who recorded the showcase, told me that they didn't dip below 60 frames for the entirety of the recording. So, that to me tells me that this is actually fairly well optimized and that it wouldn't lag too bad. And additionally, there is an LDM that erases 50% of the objects in the level. It equals to about like 10K per part or 10K per minute when you have the LDM on or something like that. Not quite that bit. It's like 19K per minute on the LDM, but yeah. So I do think it is the best optimized it can be. The problem is my computer can't handle streaming and recording something of this caliber at the same time. So I will upload the VOD, and it will be called the verification VOD. I've proven that I can do every part in one attempt, so I imagine that verification stream should be able to get done in a day or something close to that. I imagine it shouldn't be too difficult. For tonight, though, I'm not going to be able to do another run. I am going to talk briefly through what I am concerned about regarding verification. All of this is fine. For some reason, I'm really nervous doing this jump. I don't know why. But that's just a me thing. Here's a part I'm worried about, or a little worried about. Terminator's part, I sometimes hit the orb before I enter the portal, which causes me to die here. Or I hit it too late. It hasn't been much of a problem for a while. It's just a concern because I've done it before. This part is a choke point in the level. Hitbox Games part. Beautiful part, but it was really, really hard, and we had to do some heavy nerfs on this. Had to do some heavy nerfs, which did lead to some weird, like this orb in the cube is nearly invisible. You kind of have to know it's there, and there's not much else you can do regarding that. What's another part that's giving me some worries? Froggy's part, I'm just stupid, and I think this is a bounce pad sometimes. This bounce pad's in the spikes. And I try to hit it, because that's just me being an idiot. That's not a problem with the part, it's a problem with me. Let's see, what's another part that gives me some worries? Stripping X's transition, I kind of get a little scared about, because I tend to be a bit heavy when trying to get up on upside down. That should be fine. This part gives me so many concerns, but I have fixed it. So it is, it works no matter if you hold at the indicators or tap at the indicators. I'm still a little concerned that I'll die there, but it should be fine. That's just a me problem. Curly Crew's part, the only issue would be missing this orb, which is possible to do. Is a bit of a worrisome thing for me. This part, sometimes if you tap before the pads, it can get a little... This section can get a little inconsistent, depending on how you hit the orbs. It's rare for that to happen, but it's still a concern and verification. This part always scares me, even though we've fixed it with these slabs. Sometimes you're not aligned properly for this rocket section, at least before the slabs are added. Not sure if that's still the case. It just scares me at the moment. Not tapping incorrectly in this section kind of scares me a bit. But once again, scaring me is not necessarily means it's too hard. It just means that I'm worried about it. This is another big choke point, this transition. There's a slab here, it doesn't really do much. So this is one of the harder sections. Not anything crazy, but it is a bit of a choke point that I'm a little concerned about. Then we talk kind of about this. This is a little tricky. Emerson's part is a little tricky. Shakin's part, as long as I hit the melody, I should be completely A-okay on that. But other people will probably struggle with that. Third size, now that we erased that spike, should be fine. I don't know what happened where I completely missed this block. So I just hope that doesn't happen again. Sometimes hitting this orb can be a little weird, just with the way the portal's set up. This gap can be a little scary between these two spikes. Guinea's part's better now that we fixed that section. I'm worried about this section. Oceanic Waves. Otherwise, I think we talked about everything else, so. Yeah. Oh, and sometimes this transition in Santi's part doesn't work. I think we fixed that in the last minute playtest, but still a concern of mine in case that happens during the verification stream. This part can be pretty tough, but NLK kind of figured out a way to nerf it during redeco, which is nice. I think that's a lot better. Yeah, that's everything. So, okay. Tomorrow will be verification stream day. We'll try to get it verified tomorrow. Again, I have it scheduled so that if tomorrow doesn't work, I also have Monday and part of Tuesday where I can work on it, get it ready to go. Goal is to release it before Wednesday or on Wednesday. So we will get it in the next 3 to 4 days. That's a promise. That is my goal. So otherwise, I'm going to end the stream here. So I'll see y'all a little bit later then. See y'all tomorrow. Thanks for joining. Bye, everybody. Thanks for joining.